After October 5th, 2025, the whole crypto market is in the air. And what I mean by that is it's it's at the mercy of Satoshi era wallets that have come alive, and people don't see what's going on. And I'm foreshadowing it, and I'm letting you all know what's going to happen and what's going to play out in the next year that I can think. But ultimately, on July 4th, 80,000 BTC was moved from Satoshi era wallets. And since then, there has been other wallets as well that have moved less Satoshi era coins, but they are moving these coins to exchanges. Now, when this incident occurred on the 4th, um, there was op codes left on the blockchain. Now, op code is basically a message that you can leave on the blockchain when you do a transaction. And when they did these transactions, they left several op codes, one of them expressing that we have taken control of this wallet, basically. We. So I don't know what that means. Technically, who is we? And they said that if the person who is the rightful owner of these Satoshi era wallets does not make a transaction on the blockchain and using the private keys and verifying that it's their wallet, that whoever's compromised this wallet is going to take ownership of this wallet, and they're going to be able to do whatever they want to with the funds. Now, mind you, if they're able to move the BTC to exchanges, they already have access to the wallet and the private key. What they are doing now is they're trying to set some type of legal precedent, or they're trying to do something so when it all hits the fan, they're going to go back and check all of this, and it's going to be on record of how it was played out. But ultimately, they're trying to make it look like it's some type of legal action that's going on. But in reality, what's going on is the BTC blockchain is not secure, because Blockstream came in and hijacked Bitcoin and changed the protocol. The original Bitcoin protocol is secure. It is battle tested. It can't be penetrated. It can't be hacked. It can't be seized by government or anything like that. But Blockstream's BTC Core coin is not secure, and it hasn't been proven to be secure. And now what is going on is someone or some people or something has taken control and has figured out how to exploit Bitcoin Satoshi era wallets. Now, when I say exploit, it's not a hack of the system. Exploit is when you take advantage of a flaw or something that a human has done, a man-made. You're basically exploiting a man-made thing. So if I created something, because humans aren't perfect, so if I create something and I slip up just one bit, somebody's going to come up behind me and they can exploit whatever I've created because of my error. So Blockstream has crippled Bitcoin in so many ways that it's also not secure. So what's basically going on is somebody has hacked, exploited the BTC protocol, and is able to get the private keys somehow of these wallets, and they're moving funds. Now, the reason that I know that this is what happened, there is a cyber investigator, a cyberpunk named Cyphertux actually, CYPHERTUX on Twitter. Now, when this all happened, and by the way, he's going to be a legend when this is all said and done, but when this happened, he did a fully thorough investigation on the blockchain and broke it all down in one of the most extensive articles that I've ever read on crypto. But ultimately, he came to the conclusion that there was an exploit, a cryptographic exploit, and he basically showed on the blockchain how the funds were moved, the person who did this was so skilled at the blockchain. Like, they created SegWit wallets, custom made. One of them had a cuss word in it. And in order to even do something like that, it had the F word in it. And in order to even do something like that, you have to be very skilled of the blockchain just to create that type of wallet address. You have to be skilled. The way that these transactions took place, it just, whoever did this is a very, very smart person, and they're very sophisticated. They also left messages on the blockchain saying that we have confiscated it, and if you don't get it by October 5th, we're going to basically do what we want with it. They also referenced the TV show Lost and the lost numbers. If you do your research on that, the episode aired 20 years to the day of October 5th. So October 5th, 2025, no, I'm sorry, October 5th, 2005 is when the Lost episode aired. And they're giving this person till October 5th, 2025 to claim it. And the crazy thing is, that episode is about numbers that if you don't put it into some type of system, I haven't seen the episode, but the way they break it down is if you don't put it into some type of system, it's a catastrophic event that happens, basically. It basically like messes up the matrix, the way I look at it. That's how they interpret it. But he put these lost numbers on the blockchain and referenced this episode. And basically 20 years from the day that that episode aired is when they're giving this person the deadline to claim these Satoshi era wallets. Now, mind you, nobody's ever going to claim these wallets because Satoshi era wallets are not owned by anybody. They're not meant to be moved or owned by anybody. They're just there to keep a floor for Bitcoin. Like, those were just like test wallets in a sense for Satoshi or whoever deployed the program. Certain wallets just aren't supposed to be moved. And it's not a scammer, because if this was a scammer, he wouldn't be giving a deadline. He wouldn't be taking his time. He wouldn't be putting this money on credible exchanges. Whoever did this put the money on Coinbase, Binance, and put 40,000 on Galaxy. Now, there's a lot of false information going around, a lot of false articles going around saying that Galaxy, and I guess Galaxy came out and made a statement saying that whoever deposited the Bitcoin, the BTC, sold it. But that's false. If you go check the blockchain, go ask ChatGPT, because ChatGPT is capable of checking live internet activity, and it can check the blockchain, especially transactions that are well known, like the July 4th transaction. And every transaction done on Bitcoin is traced. There's no such thing as, oh, these coins got sent to this exchange and we don't know what happened after that and the transactions are anonymous. That's not how Bitcoin works. Every transaction is on the blockchain. Every transaction can be seen. So if you go to the blockchain, those coins are still sitting in these wallets of these exchanges, because they're not going to move these coins until, they're not going to sell or do anything to these coins until October 5th. After October 5th is when they are going to start to, in my opinion, they're going to start to sell. Because what other reason would you move that many coins to an exchange? You're going to sell. But what they're telling people is that they already sold, because the narrative that they want you to believe is, because when this event happened, not a lot of people were talking about it and it was suppressed. But the few people that were talking about it and had questions, that basically the way that they swept it under the rug is to say, hey, look, guys, because you got to understand, BTC Core, they're trembling in their boots. Blockstream is trembling in their boots right now because they have no control over this person who was able to exploit BTC. So when this happened, they're trying to cover it up. So instantly they told Galaxy to come out and lie and say that the person, that they sold the Bitcoin, so that everybody's just like, oh, okay, well, $80,000, $9 billion worth of Bitcoin just got sold and nothing happened. Oh my gosh, look how resilient BTC is. Look how, look how great it is. No, that's not what happened. They want you to believe that it's sold and nothing happened to the market and everything is great and we're going to 1 million. No, that money is still sitting on these exchanges. And after October 5th is when, at any given time after October 5th, it can go down. That's the deadline. So if you're not out by that time, or yeah, it's going to be catastrophic when these wallets start selling off. And everybody's going to want to know what's going on, what's happening, why is Bitcoin crashing? And they're going to just have to go back to the blockchain to figure it out. And it's going to be very crazy because this is going to be a apocalyptic event. It's going to be the crypto market apocalypse, because what's going to happen is, once it's discovered that BTC is no longer a store of value, it's no longer a secured network, it's no longer the future of this, and that. Once BTC is exposed as having flaws and it can be exploited and money can be taken and private keys can be compromised, it's going to destroy the whole narrative of BTC, and it's going to destroy the market, because these companies aren't going to want to be sitting in a coin that's not secure. These millionaires aren't going to want to sit in a coin that ain't secure. So what's going to happen is people are going to massively sell off their BTC, because one, the price is going to be tanking. And what's going to, and you know, it's so crazy. A lot of people aren't going to be able to sell. Let's just keep it real. A lot of people are not going to be able to sell their coins. They're not going to be able to get their money out, because once these markets start crashing, and once BTC starts to crash, they're going to start halting exchanges. They're going to start stopping you from being able to withdraw, buy, sell, trade. These exchanges are going to shut down. You're not going to be able to get your money off. You're not going to be able to sell your BTC. You're going to be stuck, and you're going to have to watch as the price crashes, because that's exactly what's going to happen once all of these billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin start getting sold off. And guess what? Everybody's going to try to scramble around and figure out, oh, where are we going to go? Oh, let's flood into Ethereum. Ethereum is going to crash because Ethereum can't scale. Ethereum can't handle thousands of people coming on board in a day, 2 days, hours. They can't do that. All of these coins can't handle that. Everybody's going to be scrambling, trying to figure out what coins to get into with the little money that they're able to get out of these exchanges. And then when they're finally able to, they're going to wreck these networks. Ethereum can't handle thousands of users getting on board at one time. None of these coins can handle that. The only coin that can handle that is Bitcoin SV, which is the original Bitcoin protocol. And once people finally realize that, the smart money, the people that are getting in now, they're the ones that are going to get paid. If you're waiting until this happens or until after the crash, and no, you're going to be too late. You have to get in now and have your money waiting, because you're the smart money. The smart money gets in before the chaos. The smart money gets in before the crash. So they're in position to capitalize when everybody else tries to flood into BSV. Because that's what's going to happen if you want to be in crypto, because there's only going to be one coin that's going to survive this, in my opinion, because there's only one coin that started all of this. There's only one coin that every coin in the market wants to be Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin. So everything is predicated on BTC. So when BTC crashes, the whole market crashes with it. And then people are going to try to hop into these coins, but they're not going to be able to, because these exchanges are going to be all messed up. It's finna get real. This is the first time. See, people don't know. You're in a burning house, and you're sitting there oblivious to everything going on around you. That's what everybody in the crypto market is doing right now. They're sitting in a burning house that they don't know is on fire. And these influencers and everybody's pissing on you and telling you it's rain and saying, don't worry about the 80K Bitcoin. Don't worry about this. Everything's going to be okay. We're still going to have a super cycle, alt season, blah, 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 blah. But nobody's telling you the truth, because quite frankly, nobody knows what's going on. I'm one of very few people who got to read the CypherTux article before he took it down. They either pressed him and told him to take it down. He claims he got hacked and they took it down. But come on, if you got hacked, you would just upload it again. No, they pressed you and told you to take that down, or they gonna get on you. They was gonna get on your bumper if you didn't take it down. So he took it down, but that was one of the most comprehensive breakdowns of the situation that happened. And a lot of people do not know that there is an exploit in BTC. And they are not going to know until it's too late, until after October. So I'm letting y'all know now that it's going to be apocalyptic. It's going down. This is the first time in history this much BTC has been moved to an exchange, has been moved from Satoshi era wallets are not supposed to move. Okay? That's an extreme red flag. Extreme red flag. And nobody's talking about it and nobody cares because they're telling you, they're pissing on you and telling you it's rain and say, oh, look, don't worry about it. That was already sold. Because they know most people are stupid and don't have the intelligence to research the blockchain. They don't have the intelligence to go and look at the transactions and see if it was actually sold. They know people are stupid and will just read an article and believe what they read and see on TV or on the internet. So I am warning everyone, if you do not get you some Bitcoin SV, you're done. You're cooked. You're fried. Finito. It's over with. Get you some SV, get you some Satoshi Vision, get you some original Bitcoin that's going to change the world one day. That's the only thing that's going to last. Anything else is going to be built on top of that. But get you some SV because it's going to go down October 5th. Satoshi Vision.